Difficulties throughout this entire meet. He's got a difficult task. He is facing the Ford Thunderbird of Bob Glidden. Steve talked with Warren.
In the elapsed time department, though, your best about a 65, his best in the 50s. You got your work cut out for you in the starting line.
Well, I guess that would become under the term of a monumental task, but I think we're up to it. We made a lot of changes of stuff that we wanted to test, and it's a situation of we've got everything to gain and nothing to lose, so we're going for it.
So you've changed a lot of things on the car?
Yeah, we've changed a lot of things. We really don't know what to expect. Last two runs have only been relatively straight, and we changed some chassis parts in it, plus a lot of engine pieces, so hopefully we'll get a lot better.
Knowing you and Bob Glidden, it'll be a great final.
I hope so.
Bob Glidden in the Ford Thunderbird has been absolutely dominant throughout the entire event, establishing both ends of the record. But this is the final. Everything's on the line in this one race. And there's those handling problems that Warren has been so concerned about. That gives Glidden an advantage that he parlays into a multi-car-link victory. Bob Glidden winning the 25th annual NHRA Winter Nationals in his Ford Thunderbird. The elapsed time for Glidden, an outstanding 7.58 seconds at over 184 miles an hour. Glidden, the champion, defeating Warren Johnson. As we look again, you can see Johnson in the near lane has those problems that take him close to the center line. That left front wheel of that Oldsmobile Calais high off the ground. He has to let it back down to the pavement so he can steer the car away from the center line as Glidden takes it all.
Well, Bob Glidden's performance here at the Winter Nationals could only be called total intimidation. Bob, a 7:58. Congratulations.
Thank you, Steve. I don't think anyone was really intimidated.
Competition was.
Well, I hope they were. We're glad that we won the race. For the Chief people, the Ford people, you know, Chief sponsored the race. And I think they've got about 1,500 people back at the tent waiting for us to get back there. So we're tickled that we won the race, and thank God we're here.
You even enjoyed an advantage off the starting line.
I thought maybe a little. I was kind of cautious with the track. It looked like there was a slick spot. You know, we run off to the side from where everyone else runs for some reason. And I was afraid we were going to get crossed up, and I really didn't pay attention to Warren's car. I have no idea what he even ran.
He was all over the racetrack, apparently. But congratulations to you and Etta and the kids and the whole game.
Thank you very much, Steve.
So Rusty's got a great picture of the T-Bird, and check it out. I showed you some pictures before, but there is the straps that held this overflow tank where they cut it off here on this. You can see it's a Scirocco type radiator with a screw-on cap. Now that looks like your dad there, obviously, and that's what, Billy?
Yes.
Leaning over the tire. Now, is this IHR trim?
Yes.
IHRA?
Yes.
Tell me about, do you know anything about that back in the day? What size engine was that?
That was a 623.
623, okay.
623,
Yep.
one of our, just a Hemi that we never touched. We didn't touch that thing for, I think, 3 years, and ran it for 3 years. And only thing we did was lube the cylinders. Dad is probably checking valve lash on one side, and Billy is looking at the, here again, the long exhaust rocker. Billy was checking exhaust rockers to make sure that they weren't broke.
They look like they got different ratios, I bet.
And so, but yeah, that's, you know, the aluminum plate for the 500-inch manifold to bolt up to the wide deck.
So that's what's, okay, I knew there's a plate there. So
Yeah.
that plate is there because of?
To make the manifold fit, because you know, because it was obviously a taller deck.
Yep.
To get more cubic inches
Yep.
out of it.
Okay.
So that manifold would have needed to be longer. Well,
Got it.
Instead of making a new manifold, Dad just machined out a couple of plates.
Okay.
And made the manifold longer with
Got it.
plates. So you got a gasket in between the plate and
Sure.
and the head, and then a gasket between the manifold and the plate. And we were competing with that 623. We were competing against anywhere from 735s to
Wow.
up to 7. I think your max was 750. And
That was it 626?
623.
23 could compete with over 700 cubic inches?
Oh yeah, we were killing them with it.
Really?
Oh yeah, in like 86 is where it got real bad because we got a real good working car with the big engine.
Yep.
And like we went like Darlington for example, we went a 719, 199, 11, and I think the closest to us was a 32 or 33 at like 190, 191.
Wow.
And that was a
man.
That was a 742 cubic inch mountain motor Ford.
Okay.
So yeah, we were just over 100 cubic inches, or 115, 120 cubic inches less. We were killing them.
So what do you think that was attributed to? Just
my dad's brilliance.
There it is.
Genius and making horsepower.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, everything he ever worked on, from the Clevelands to the Plymouth Arrow.
Yeah.
To the Hemi.
Yep.
To the Dodge stuff, you know, in the early 2000s up to when he stopped.
Yeah.
Even with the Jim Cunningham Ford, he was just getting that thing on track when he had that massive heart attack and couldn't race anymore.
Okay.
Everything he's worked on has been competitive. Let me just tell you this.
Yeah.
I was working at a go-kart track in our hometown, Whiteland.
Yep.
And we had these rental carts. And we had one of the rental carts was for heavier set people, and it had a 6.5 horsepower Honda on it.
Yep.
Everything else had 5.5s. Well, Dad would come over just to hang out because he didn't really. If he wasn't playing golf, he'd come hang out with me at the golf cart.
Okay.
Or at the
Track. Yeah.
And I had one of these engines apart. I had to put a new cylinder head on it because I think a valve seized up.
Okay.
Well, I had a couple of them apart, and Dad said, "Hey, you got any grinders?" And I said, "Yeah, air grinders." I said, "Yeah." He said, "You got any carbides?" I said, "Yeah." I had some carbides. I had just some grit roll stuff like that.
Yep.
He ported a cylinder head on a 5.5 horsepower Honda. Okay, just a lawnmower engine.
Yeah.
Did the intake and the exhaust, and that thing with somebody at the same weight, a light person in the 6.5, that 5.5 would outrun it like in 4 laps would lap the 6.5 horsepower.
Really?
That's just, no flow bench. That's just him doing what he knew up here. It was the funniest thing because we had to outlaw that cart, and I had to order all the parts to make a new cart because I kept that one for me because when the boss wasn't around, we'd race at night, and since mine was quicker, I'd always wreck those guys and win. So we always raced for beer, our food, Taco Bell, midnight Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. But yeah, this picture here is. It's wow.
Brings back a lot of memories.
And this car in this picture is that car. And like I said, I think I didn't know without looking, but Mike, the owner of this car now,
there's Mike there.
We won 5 NHRA races with this car, and we won 5 IHRA races with this car.
Okay.
So this was a really good car, and here having 100 plus cubic inches less and still winning 5 races.
Damn straight.
So yeah.
The door flies off and hits the guardrail on the passenger side. So Jim messages me one night and he's asking me, he goes, "Why are all the rivets on the door, up the door?" I didn't see that, Jim Wickline. And so I'm watching a video and I said, the door flies off and hits the guardrail. And your dad's like, "Well," he goes, if I can't get my door back on, I'll borrow Ricky Smith's door and put it on the car. He goes, "Paint won't match, but I'll be out here."
So this piece right here, you're pointing to, guys, it's kind of curved to help with wind resistance.
Keep the wind off from going around the door, and the door blew off. So I've got that video. I'll send that to you.
Oh yeah, sure.
And
you can see it on that picture right there. It's right here. Wow, nice.
I just think What a piece of history. I mean, I was always a huge Glidden fan, so
Me too.
Me too.
Were you, Rusty? There it is.
Still them.
Yep.
we're going to take this thing out, play with it somewhere, and get it back together.